Lesson 39. My holiness is my salvation.
Hi there. Let's dedicate today to further training our minds to think along the lines our higher self sets forth. We may not fully grasp it yet, but the rewards of cultivating a disciplined mind aligned with our inner truth will surpass any expectations we could ever have. So, are you ready to embrace all the insights Lesson 39 has to offer? My holiness is my salvation. Today's lesson opens with a thought-provoking question.
If guilt is hell, what is its opposite?
The teachings of A Course in Miracles are presented as straightforward and accessible, requiring no intricate intellectual efforts to grasp. They stand in stark contrast to the complex entanglements in which we often find ourselves, which can obscure simple spiritual truths that would otherwise appear obvious to us.
If guilt is hell, what is its opposite?
This question shouldn't be difficult to answer. Yet, we may feel hesitation in responding, not because the question is ambiguous, but because of our own internal conflicts. Do we truly believe that guilt is hell? If we did, as today's lesson affirms, there would be no need for us to practice these lessons in the first place. For the past few lessons, we've been focusing on our holiness.
Lesson 35. My mind is part of God's. I am very holy.
Lesson 36. My holiness envelopes everything I see.
Lesson 37. My holiness blesses the world.
Lesson 38. There is nothing my holiness cannot do.
It has been said that our holiness is the salvation of the world. But what about our own salvation? We cannot give what we don't have. We cannot save if we are not saved in the first place. How could we teach salvation otherwise? That's why the focus of today's exercises will be on us. We recognize that our salvation is crucial to the salvation of the world. And while we will be applying the exercises to our own world, the whole world will benefit.
Your holiness is the answer to every question that was ever asked, is being asked now, or will be asked in the future.
Our holiness is the end of guilt, and therefore the end of hell. Our holiness is the salvation of the world, and our own salvation as well. How could we possibly be excluded from our own holiness when it inherently belongs to us?
My holiness is my salvation.
Let's aim for 5 minutes for each of our 4 practice sessions today. If you can do more sessions or make them longer, that's even better. But if you have to choose, doing more sessions is more important than making them longer. As usual, we'll start each session by repeating today's idea.
My holiness is my salvation.
Then, let's close our eyes and search our minds for any unloving thoughts, regardless of the form they may take. They might manifest as uneasiness, depression, anger, fear, worry, attack, insecurity, and so on. Regardless of their form, they all stem from fear and are thus fearful in nature. It is from these thoughts that we need to be saved. We may discover numerous specific situations, events, or personalities that we associate with these unloving thoughts. All of them are suitable for this exercise, as we need to learn to perceive them differently.
Lesson 21. I am determined to see things differently.
Lesson 28. Above all else, I want to see things differently.
And our blessings on all these situations which we associate with our unloving thoughts will save us and give us vision.
Lesson 37. My holiness blesses the world.
Let's search our mind for all these unloving thoughts, as usual, without conscious selection and without emphasis on any one in particular. These unloving thoughts are those that stand between us and our salvation. Let's apply today's idea to each of them in this way.
My unloving thoughts about this situation are keeping me in hell. My holiness is my salvation.
My unloving thoughts about this person are keeping me in hell. My holiness is my salvation.
We may also alternate this practice with short periods in which we simply repeat today's idea slowly.
My holiness is my salvation.
And if we manage to include some short intervals in which we just relax, without thinking about anything, that would also be very helpful. Our mind is still quite undisciplined and easily prone to distractions. Therefore, sustained concentration might be very difficult at first. However, it will become easier with practice. That's why it might be good to introduce some variations into the exercises, in whatever form may appeal to us. Let's just not change the main theme or idea.
My holiness is my salvation.
Just keep in mind that these exercises are not exactly like affirmations that need to be repeated exactly as they are. We are working on a different level. You can add variations if they are meaningful to you. Just orbit around the main idea.
My holiness is my salvation.
At the end of each practice, we will repeat today's idea in its original form, adding the question we've seen at the beginning of the lesson.
My holiness is my salvation. If guilt is hell, what is its opposite?
During the day, we will practice our shorter applications of today's idea, possibly 3 or 4 times an hour, or even more. These might consist of stopping for a moment and asking ourselves,
If guilt is hell, what is its opposite?
or simply repeating today's idea,
My holiness is my salvation.
or perhaps both.
If guilt is hell, what is its opposite? My holiness is my salvation.
However, if during the day, we encounter any temptation to fall into the grip of unloving thoughts, this is the idea we could effectively respond with.
My holiness is my salvation from this.
Amazing, isn't it? Isn't it truly remarkable how this lesson prompts us to make a complete shift in our mindset? Nobody has ever taught us this in a clearer way. We've been accustomed to indulging in unloving thoughts, treating them as legitimate, as if they were the truth. But what if we challenge all that? What if we start to look at each unloving thought as a thought that keeps us in hell? Imagine what we could achieve with this new perspective. We'd no longer give power to unloving thoughts and instead, embrace the truth of our holiness and salvation. You're doing great! See you tomorrow for another transformative lesson. Quick reminder, if you haven't yet watched the introduction to this video series, be sure to do so, as it lays the foundation for our journey together. Just click on the video link that will appear on your screen shortly.
Did you enjoy the video and find it helpful? Please give it a like and leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. We have a new lesson every day. And if you've been with us for a while, please consider supporting the channel. There's a lot of love behind these videos. Check out the video description for more details.